Hello, hello. Well, we are going to talk about having amazing sales using stories. All right, so stories, what are they? We're going to do a whole breakdown of what stories are. We are going to do a 4-part series. This is just the introductory lesson, which if you're already familiar with stories, you might not even need to listen to this one too much. But I did want to start with the basics so that everybody kind of has an idea of what the heck we're talking about when we talk about stories. So I personally do stories on my Instagram, and then they automatically link over to Facebook, which is really great because then I can have stories posting in 2 places. If you primarily use Facebook, then you can just do your stories on Facebook. And if you primarily just do Instagram, you could just do it on Instagram. But the beauty is, if you do Instagram, you can make it go over to Facebook too. It just automatically goes to both. Now, if you do Facebook only, or you mostly do Facebook, you can't make it go from Facebook to Instagram, okay? So that's just something to know. And the things that I'm gonna show you are primarily how you do stories in Instagram. So it's gonna look a little bit different when you're in the Facebook story, but honestly, with all of the different gadgets and bells and whistles that you will see on your stories, you are going to be able to learn how to do them just by practicing. So don't worry, you can click on things, try them, see what they do, and then if you don't like it, delete it. If you make a mistake, delete it. It's not that big of a deal. So you're not gonna learn about every single thing today and all the bells and whistles, but I want you to experiment and try some of the things as you go. So we know that stories are pretty powerful because when you open up your app, like you can see here, they have the stories at the top. Same thing with Facebook. You see the stories at the top because it's like, when you go to a grocery store and they have the end caps, those are the items they really want you to see. Those are the special deals. That's why stories are at the top, because they know that people are engaging with stories more than anything else, Facebook and Instagram. They know that. So as a retailer who is interested in getting the attention of your customer, don't you want to put your message out there in a place that's going to be seen? Yes, you do. So that's why you're going to use stories. Here's the other thing that I love about stories is stories are for one day. They last for 24 hours. So you can be a little more casual. You can be yourself. You can kind of show them behind the curtain of your life, and you can rest assured it's not going to be there forever. While your post, you might worry about like the wording or getting the perfect picture or the perfect lighting or whatever. You don't need to worry about that with your stories because stories are more casual. And also it's okay to be maybe a little more businessy or promoting a product, because if your Facebook or your Instagram is like showing pictures of your family or your trips or the things you do in your life, then you might have your stories be a little more oriented toward your business. Not to say that you can't post about your business in your regular post, you can, but it's just a little more flexible in your stories. The other thing is they're so easy. You don't have to really do a whole lot, and they can be very engaging and fun. Whereas like making a reel, that's complicated. It can be complicated. It takes a little more time, and a lot of people are intimidated by it. Stories, don't let them intimidate you. They're gonna be fun and easy, and they're gonna be seen by people. And what's really fun about your stories too is that you can see who was watching your story, who was, giving you a heart or giving you a comment or giving you a like. And when they do comment, it goes directly into your inbox. It goes right to your messages, either your DMs in Instagram or your Facebook Messenger. So when you encourage engagement and you encourage people to talk to you about a story, then you're gonna get a message from them, and that really opens up the conversation. But hey, even if they're just watching your stories, that means that they are opening the door to a conversation about whatever it is that you are talking about. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna take a look at some things. And I have to get unlocked here. Okay, let's go back to Instagram and show you, all right, here are the stories at the top. A lot of times people aren't sure even how to create a story. So we're gonna go really to the basics here. There's a couple ways you can create your story. You can go to like, this is like your news feed, right? These are just the things that are in your scroll, your news feed. You can do just a swipe like this, and that's how you can start a story. That's the way I usually do it. The other way you can do it is if you're in your own profile, if you go to the little button at the bottom, which is the picture of the person's face, this is your profile. This is my husband's profile. He has no posts yet. He's what they call a lurker. He watches, but he never posts anything. So you could go to your own profile and you could click on the plus sign, okay? If you go to the plus sign, it gives you options of things that you can create. And you can click on story, all right? And now you're in your way to create a story. Now it's gonna look a little different. It's gonna show you your camera roll, all right? You can pick a picture that you have already saved in your camera roll. You can pick the camera option, and then you get to take a picture of yourself. You can do, let's see here, we lost it. You can do, it says imagine. I don't even know what that means. Oh, that's something with AI. We're not getting into AI in this lesson. And then you can do a draft. It's like if you started a story and you saved it as a draft. But most of the time, you're either gonna pick a picture that you already have in your camera roll, or you are just gonna go into the camera and you're gonna go right into there and take a picture or a video or anything like that, okay? So I'm gonna go back to home and I'm gonna swipe over here. Okay, now on this one, it's like assuming you wanna just do it with your camera. But if you want to do it from your images, you would click on this and now you have all your images that are just in your camera roll. So it's two different ways to get into a story. And I hope that makes sense. Let me just show you real quick on the Facebook. All right, so it has a little thing right here that says add to your story. All right, if you just click on that, you're gonna be able to add to your story. Has the same idea. It has the camera roll options here, and you can click on this camera at the top, and then that gives you your camera. So it's just set up a little bit differently. And you could also hit the plus sign. There's a little plus sign at the top, and you could drop down and say story, and then it looks the same. Okay, so whether you're in Facebook or Instagram, there are two ways that you can begin making a story. Do the one that works for you. Do the one you remember. For me personally, in Instagram, I'm usually, just sort of scrolling around. And so when I open up my Instagram, I'm in my scroll and I'm like, okay, boom, I'm going like that. Swipe, ready to go. Now, let's take a picture. We're gonna see what pictures my husband has on his phone. Okay, he's got a picture of my daughter on her trip. All right, so let's say you want to post this picture in your stories so that people can see what you were doing on your trip. You have these little icons at the top that you can add words and lots of other options. So let's dive into these buttons. Again, they're gonna be a little different on Facebook. They won't have as many different options. So, we can't get into everything with Facebook and Instagram. But like I said in the beginning, just play around with it, touch the buttons and see what they do, right? It's like just a fun adventure. All right, so let's start with music. All right, the first one here is the music button. When you click on the music note, it's gonna pull up a library of songs. You can type in any song you want. So let's say I want the song of Uptown Girl. Okay, so I've got Uptown Girl playing. I'm gonna have this song playing when people pull up this story. I have options with my story, my music. All right, I have to turn this down. I can change it so the words are being shown of the song. I can change the look of the words. I can change it to the other words of the song. And you can also just have the music only. That's the first one. You don't have to have the lyrics showing. So all of these things down at the bottom, these are options of what you can do. You can also just have this little button and it just shows the name of the song. Now you can move this around. So let's say I pick that I want that, okay? I can hit the word done. And then I can move this wherever I want on my story. And I can use my fingers to squeeze it small, or I can use my finger, oops, I'm moving the picture bigger. I could make the song bigger. I could make the song small. Usually people make the song really small and they just put it down in the corner. So let's make the picture back to normal size. But that's actually a good thing to see. You can make your picture smaller. You can make your picture bigger. All right, you can move your picture right and left. Oh, this is another filter. If you like spread your finger across, you can change the filters. See how it's like looking a little bit different? Those are different filters. So, and you can go this way and get different filters, or you can go the other way. So we've got the song loaded in there. If I turn the volume up, you hear it, okay? So if you're editing it, it's loud, just turn the volume down. You don't have to listen to it. All right, so the next one next to the song is this little button that has like a sticker. This is where you're gonna see all these different options. And this is what I was talking about with clicking on the different options and seeing what they do. Just play with it. Facebook has a similar kind of little sticker at the top. Click on it, see what it does. Some of the ones that I use a lot are the location, all right? That's the one at the top. And you have to allow it, you have to give it permission. So if you type in location, it's gonna know where you took that picture. So you can just say, you know, it was actually, this is not where she took the picture, but you can type in where you took the picture. Usually it knows where you took the picture. She sent us this picture, so that's why. And the location can be made bigger and smaller. If you're traveling, people like to see where you are. Okay, you don't have to do that if you're just at home, but if you're abroad or something, it's interesting for people to see where you are. All right, let's hit the sticker again. Another one that I do sometimes is I'll tag people. It says mention. That's where you can put in someone's name, and you would put in their initials or the beginning of their name, and it will pop up with people's names that have those name initials. So this is, if I was tagging her, Hannah, my daughter, I could put her name in there and then it pulls it up. And I usually just do that when I want my friend who was in the picture to see the picture. It's just a way of like connecting people. But if you were doing a makeup session and you wanted to, you know, show off your beautiful makeover with someone, you could tag your friend in the post, all right? In the story or the post, but we're talking about stories. Another one is adding another photo. So you can click on photo and then you can go through your camera roll and you can find another picture, okay? There it is. And then I can add 2 pictures on the screen, okay? So I could put a picture on a picture. Sometimes we do this when we're doing like a product, like let's say you have maybe a before and after picture of someone and then you put the product up here. You've got multiple layers of pictures. Don't have to do it, but it's an option. Also, when you click on the picture, it changes size, shape. You can do a heart, you can do a star, you can do a square, you can do a rectangle, and a circle, okay? So you just click on it and it changes it. And when you like it, you stop clicking. Okay, so then you have the different options for that. I'm gonna cancel that. All right, so there's also GIFs, and that's just like a moving picture. Like sometimes people have, let's say it's a product that people just love, okay? And you want to say, you know, I love this product. You can have a picture of someone clapping about the product, all right? Or it could be anything, any kind of moving part, it's gonna be in there. So you would be able to search that. The way I did it was I clicked on this search bar and I wrote clap. So now I have all these different pictures that are moving pictures that are related to clap. The other thing that you could do is just in this search bar right here, you could put any object, noun, verb, anything you want that you want to add like a sticker to your story and just search it and it will show you. So let's say my daughter is going on a boat and I type in the word boat and then I go like this and I'm going to see all these different boat pictures and I'm going to click on one like that. Okay. When I click on it, it adds it right to the middle of the story and then I can put it and I can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, now obviously this is not the kind of story you would ever post because it's a hot mess with every different type of sticker, but we're just showing you as an example. Now back to this. You can do a backdrop, which I don't usually do, but that would make almost like a green screen, I think. I haven't done that one, so I have to play with that. And the other one that I like is these frames. It makes like a little Polaroid picture and you can add another picture on top of your main picture. It's basically just like adding a cute picture. The reveal, I haven't played with that yet, but that's like something about like when they click on it, it shows something. So I have to practice learning how to do that. And then we also have polls and questions. And then this little thing where people can slide something. You can type in a question like, have you been to Cape Cod? Or do you love Cape Cod? And then people can respond by sliding this little happy face to tell you if they like something. So what's really important about these stickers, which are the questions and the polls, let me see if I can put one in. This allows you to ask a question. You can type in the question so that your customers are going to engage with you and answer that question in your response in the messages. You can say like, do you love to, wash your face at night? Do you love to do a charcoal mask or do you love a moisture mask? I'm trying to throw this away. If you want to throw something away, you just pull it down to the trash can, which is at the bottom. And then you give them different answers like yes, no, and then they can say what they think. And then again, that engages you with their, with the story. So we've got a poll and a question. Poll and question are basically the same, okay? It's just a little different. The question is just a general question. The poll gives options. And those are pretty much the ones that, most important one is a link. A link. All right, I love doing this in Instagram. It does not show up in Facebook, but you can put the link to your website or a specific part of your website or a Google form or a link to your, I'm just putting in my website, a link to your Facebook group, right? So you type in or you have it saved in your text replacement or in your notes in your phone. You should have your website saved. And so it's really quick and easy. You just copy paste it. You put it in here, all right? And then you can customize what it's gonna say. You could say shop now. Okay, I spelled shop wrong. Then you say done. And now there is a link that says shop now right here. And that is going to allow your customer, when you post this, they can click on it and it will go right to your website. So this is a really great way to get your customers engaging in your website or engaging into your Facebook group or, watching a video on YouTube or whatever you want them to go to. This is a way for them to click and go to it. So this is a crazy, crazy story. I'm not gonna post this, all right? I'm gonna just take it away. If you wanted to, you could save it as a draft. You could click on this little button over here and you could save it, but we're not gonna save it. We're just gonna take it away by clicking on the X and then it's gonna be discarded, right? It does allow you to either save the draft or discard it. And if by some chance you accidentally, have something that you create and you don't like it and it's on there and you made a mistake, you can just click on that story and there should be little dots. Click on it and just delete it. So I hope that helps you with getting started with creating the stories. We're definitely going to talk more about sequencing of stories and how to position your stories and what you should be saying in your stories and doing, but you got to know how to create a story first. So let me know what you think if you have questions, and I will be happy to help you. But we are going to be consistently posting stories so that people can learn more about us and about our life and about our products. And we're going to post every single day in our stories, and we're going to do it like 5 to 10 stories a day. All right, that's a lot, but shoot for that as a goal. All right, can't wait to talk to you about more things with stories next time.